Hey, I'm Johnny Scoville.
I'm Ted Jakes.
I'm Dad Jakes. That sounds like a radio.
I've been practicing all day.
He was going for that. This is Chase the Heat. This is recapping. We're kind of just going to talk for a few minutes and talk a little bit about the week and kind of where we're headed and what's going on. It's been a fun, crazy. Just
I've never had so much fun.
The weird.
I would have seriously, just between us and the bus, I would have never thought that I'd get to spend times with this knucklehead. It's been fun.
It really has been good. And the weirdest thing about it is, honestly, most of the things that have occurred since I got here just sort of materialized. It wasn't stuff that, well, the clinic was. We knew that was going to happen. But a lot of the other things were just sort of, all of a sudden, here we are, the grenade, and, yeah, the grenade.
And the chili queen, and Left Eye Pat getting here, and...
that really was fun, and the whole spending time with them that day. They're just great people, and they're they have good hearts, and the funny thing is, I gotta tell you something, Paul. I love you, dude, but I gotta tell you something. If you guys haven't watched the video of the tent thing, his laughter, I have never heard cackling and out of control.
Is that contagious or what? Because once
out of control laughter, both of you guys. I can even hear Left Eye Pat, but you could hear Paul just absolutely uncontrollable, could not keep it in, sort of laughter. Listen, it was payback.
Come on, everybody knows.
It was
that was for College Boy and Big Al,
and Tommy and
Tommy,
you,
big time,
and you.
Me, everybody that he plays like. Well, I don't really want to hurt you.
Well, wait a minute.
And he's just loving it.
Now here's the truth of it, though. Like I wouldn't want.
The truth.
I wouldn't want a person who's not a chilihead. Like if somebody got pranked and they were eating something hot, I wouldn't find humor in that.
No, but we have to get you back, and it's just an opportunity to do it to the great.
You got me back. Let me tell you something. And before, don't.
I'm gonna go there later.
Are you?
Yeah.
When I yawn and when I laugh, it still hurts. Now, don't say anything yet. It still hurts right here. But here's why. We found out why. Got a comment from somebody who says they're sort of experts in essential oils, and they said, well, if they use essential oils in that product, that's probably where that sting is coming from.
I don't even think they know what you're talking about. Oh no, I'm sure they do. He was on the live video. I went to work today and I got back. I said, and he goes, "Oh, I did a live vid. You got to check it out." So I'm watching, and he's right back to it. "Oh, my jaws hurt from the freaking sucker."
Listen,
and he's going on about this sucker, and I'm thinking, how many people have done it? Before you, and they didn't call me up and go, "Do you use essential oils?" Today, I'm serious. I walked in there and he goes, "My jaws still hurt."
Listen.
Oh my gosh, this is Johnny Scoville, Mr. Chili Man.
Listen.
My jaws still hurt from a sucker. That's funny.
So I'll tell you what, it's not a joke. This stuff is it's our train.
He's
going to go
here. Yeah, the train's here.
Have we ever made a video where there wasn't a train ever here?
Not here.
I don't think so. No. It's almost like the lawnmowers or the weed eaters back at my place in Reno, which was just so prevalent.
Yeah.
So you did get me with that. That was pretty incredible. You know what I mean?
I told you.
Eat a sucker, they said. It'll be fun, they said. So
I told you not
that
to
light
do
came on. Isn't that beautiful? Robbie Robertson, thank you for this camera, dude. The light just came on because the lighting needs it. What a beautiful camera. But I'll tell you what, man.
Aside from that, other good things.
What?
A lot of other good things came from
Oh, man, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to drop the name yet. We shouldn't drop the name yet. We have somebody that's reached out, and I'm going to tell you.
We shouldn't drop the name or the location because we don't know.
We're not going to tell you the name or the location. But I'll tell you this. Tad got an email at Harvest 912.
Kit got the email.
Tell him.
So, Johnny, Kit left because she couldn't take any more of us. She was going to leave us here for...
We've been, we've been here with no...
supervision.
At all. Just the two of us, and nothing good can come from that. Like, she knew that, like, good grief. No. But anyway, tell us about this email, because it's an incredible email.
So, yeah, we were just kind of chilling out. It was a Saturday night, and Kit goes, "You're not going to believe this. You got to read this email and make sure you read it to Johnny." And so, what's this about? And it's an individual.
We were watching a Viking movie, just so you know. Stop that thing all together,
but yeah, so it was an email from an individual who goes, "We'd like to start another Harvest chapter," and that's something that we really wanted to do. We just didn't know where to do it.
Yeah.
It was been really heavy, and we thought we wanted to put it one place. And then we got, no, this is where you got to put it. And I won't go into that, but it's not my call. It's from somebody above.
Here's the deal. You ever hear? There's a funny joke that people say: if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans, and
he'll turn them around.
He will. And we had our plans, and and then all
we
of a
really
sudden,
did have a plan.
We did,
too.
and then which we thought was not
which
really
we were going to announce,
and we were, and then all of a sudden it was
the
sort of like
location changed.
It was sort of all of us were like, oh,
yeah,
I get it. And boy, that was just such an amazing thing. He's watching this right now.
And here's the amazing
I'm so
part.
excited for what's going to happen.
Here's the amazing part. It came from the bus.
It did.
And when this first started, I said, you don't know how important this bus is to Harvest 912.
I do.
And
You made me cry reading the letter. I mean, listen, I'm a man's man. I'm in touch with my sensitive side. I don't mind crying, but I couldn't get through that letter. I couldn't. And here's the funny thing. You want to know the truth of it? I deleted them, but I bet you I had 2 or 3 takes where I tried to do it.
Oh, I know you said that.
And it just wasn't working. So finally, I tried. Then I'm like, you know what? You can just read the letter yourself. It's just one of the most. It's just so amazing. It just really is, man.
Yeah, the harvest thing it's really hard to explain, and I don't want to go. We're not going to do that tonight.
Go to Harvest 912 and read about it.
But
you'll learn a lot.
It has its own mind. It does its own thing, and you think you're doing the right thing.
And we're just kind of hanging on, watching where it's going.
That's true. It really does. Just things change, and when they change, they're real. I mean, to actually even have a bus, that in itself is
and Paul, it was a beautiful thing. Paul and Shahina and Left Eye Pat got a chance to see and I can just tell you firsthand, there's one thing about seeing pictures of the bus and hearing about it, and that's beautiful. But when you stand there, you're like, oh, holy moly. And then you get inside it, and it's like, it's not just a bus. You have to understand, every square inch of that bus is made purposefully. It's got, there's an actual reason everything is in place. And the cool thing is, the first time, when I came up the second, they had changed. There were a few extra things. It was because it's like, it's such a well-oiled machine. It isn't funny. And Paul stood on it. He was just like, wow. I'm not putting Paul on the spot. Paul goes, I want to do more. It was just such a big thing. And we don't talk about this enough either. It's the only bus in the United States, in all of the United States of America, that does what Harvest 912 does.
But we have somebody else that wants to start another one, and that's really cool.
It was just the wording too. They said, would you be willing to expand your ministry to here? Really, and we were just like, yeah, we can roll with that. I do believe we can work with you. That's kind of a situation.
So what else happened?
I'm trying to think.
We blew you up in a tent.
It blew me up in a tent, which was, you know what? And then, really, the payback wasn't even the lollipop, bro.
Really? No,
the payback was, and in retrospect, if you know now about it and you go back and watch the test video, you can literally see a glint in your spark in your eye from the time I pushed play on that, because you knew what you were going to do. You knew.
Well, of course.
I know, but like, there's one funny...
He plays so much. Well, yeah, well, I'll tell you what. I'll just go in the tent and you just throw the hand grenade right in there, young man. And I'm like,
yeah, we'll do that. You know what's funny? I walked right into that. You were like,
I went, well, why don't we do just a practice to make sure you want to do that?
I could see, like, in your head, you're like, oh my God, he's walking in this. This couldn't be any better. I mean, I could have suggested it, but he'd been like, forget it. This is his idea. You were like, and I'm telling you, the satisfaction and the joy that you got, like, you were just beaming. Oh my goodness, that was just so funny. But that was the payback. I almost, listen, I said this in this morning live stream. It's at least a 12-gauge shotgun blast or more.
Oh, it's a lot more. Yeah.
And I'm telling you something. It's one thing to hear that through a video.
You don't hear it when you're down there, though.
Oh, I got news for you. Loud. Standing right next to that, that got my undivided attention.
It was funny.
Sweet.
He just did a little skippy dance when it went off. It was fun.
That was great. We got the Bizmeister. Should we?
Oh, Bizzle. Bizzle, I know you're watching.
Yeah, you're watching. Yeah, you know you're watching. But Bizzle's just a rock star. Bizzle, without getting into the details, all right? Because there's a lot going on. Let me tell you how many moving...
a lot more about Bizzle.
Let me tell you how many...
more.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts. There's Harvest 912. There's Chase the Heat. There's the Lifeboat. So there's an awful lot of moving parts. And ironically enough, the Bizzle Lego you can just like a Lego, you can go, you can stick it on any one of those and it fits. So you're going to see Bizzle got some work to do, son.
That's right.
But he's just a wonderful guy. We've heard him giggle a lot the last couple of days, and he's just a terrific soul, and love him like you don't know. So that's an integral part of moving forward. And there's just been so much.
The flake mix.
The flake mix.
that we made out of
oh boy, that was
And I
such
got
a
to
fun
tell you,
video.
doing the samplers, you got to do more of that, man.
I'm going to do it with Tommy. You said it was
Absolutely.
a good idea.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
If you're saying, what did he just say? If you missed that video, we sat right here. We had a chopping block, and the first one we had 25 different peppers,
Right.
ranging from hot to just stupid hot. The mildest was still pretty good. The mildest was the ajacito.
Yeah.
But everything else, what is that big bird right there? Is that the heron? Right there.
Yes,
Is that the heron right there?
That's the
Right through
heron.
that opening right
Yes,
there? It is. That's
Archie
the heron.
hates
He
that
hates
bird.
Archie hates the heron. If he knew he was out there, he'd be going nuts. Anyway, we had this big board. It was like a smorgasbord, if you will, of beautiful peppers grown by Jacob Dethridge. And what we did was, it was really, you know what? I think it was an important video because it's relatable. But we cut these pods open. It just had slivers and all of them. And really talked about the flavor profiles and the characteristic of the burn. And it was just a fascinating video. And I enjoyed it a lot. But
Extremely educational for me because when he was talking about the flavors, it took about 2 or 3 peppers. Then I'm going, oh, okay, now I know what you're talking about.
Oh.
And you know, if you're on the bus and you hear him trying to describe it, you're going, yeah, but I don't have smell-o-vision. I don't really get it. you know?
Right.
But that was the most. Oh man, I can't tell
was fun.
people that's the way to do it. Just take little slivers and actually taste it.
Oh,
It's
because here's the truth of
really
it, guys.
cool.
You can think, well, all yellow peppers taste the same, and all chocolate pepper.
No.
Listen, not one of those peppers. There were similarities, obviously.
But nothing was the same.
Everyone was different.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
was different. Oh, and Jacob Dethridge. Oh, first of all,
You're the
let me
man.
go back. First of all, when we were done, we had this board littered of just pepper pods that we were gonna. We're not going to waste anything. We don't do that.
No.
So they've already been dehydrated and they're already in a bottle. And what we're going to do is we're going to do an auction, and someone's going to be the recipient of this one bottle, one off. And it's just a really cool thing. The proceeds will go to Harvest 912. And what's going to happen is when we do the auction, we'll let everybody know. I promise. And when it's done, we'll know who
We're just waiting for Kit to get back to make the label. To be
we
truthful,
we kind of need Kit. We're kind of lost.
yeah,
really.
pretty much.
You are. But
Absolutely.
you are. But it's a good thing, though. So anyway, when we find out the winner of the auction, the person who has the highest bid is going to get that. So that's when we'll make the label. That person's name is going to be on the label. It's going to be the name of the powder will be on it. If you look, Jacob Dethridge will be on that. And on the side, all of the peppers, 25 peppers will appear on the side of that.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a pepper. This is very, very cool. It's one off. Now, we're going to go take a step further. Let me tell you how great Jacob Dethridge is. We had a really cool, one of the peppers that, the pepper you love the most. It was just a really interesting, it was
Pockmark.
It was fascinating because, number one, it looks really cool. Number two, it has a very cool taste. But number three, it has one of the most unusual burns in the pepper game, I think.
Absolutely.
In that there is literally zero burn for a period of time. And then it kicks up. And today yesterday something interesting happened. We did a video. And when we were done, it took a while. It took a while. There was no burn. And then all of a sudden, you get this throat burn out of nowhere. And I'm telling you, it was very, very weird. We were done with the video. We were moving inside. And I thought we were essentially over. And all of a sudden, I'm like, dude, the burn's back in my mouth. It's not on my throat anymore. It's back in my mouth.
And I said the same.
He's not a yes
thing.
man. Listen, he would tell me I'm full of it. He's not.
No.
He's not a yes man.
No.
And he was like. He said, but he goes, wow, it's exactly. So there is some striking burn characteristics with that pepper. Now, here's the problem. It's not like a jalapeno. It's not like a habanero or peppers that everybody's got in their garden. So I can just call somebody up and say, hey, man, I need a bunch of these pockmarks. I've seen a few people that had pockmarks, but they had pockmark orange or a different pod. This was not. This is a pockmark. So reached out to our man. What a great guy Jacob Dethridge is from Dethridge Peppers. And can I tell him?
Yeah.
Yesterday, he sends me a screenshot of a
Box.
a label from USPS. He's got some of these peppers, and Tad's going to make a sauce. And I think if it comes out as well as you hope it is, like we anticipate it's going to be.
I'm just kind of hoping that it'll be one of those sauces where you taste it, you go, wow, man, that really tastes
Unique.
good. And then all of a sudden, bang, the heat hits. That would be a really cool sauce.
Here's the only
especially if
concern
there's a
I've
long
got.
delay.
I hope the flavor I hope it.
I'm not going to play with the flavor. I'm not going to add.
I just hope we get. I just hope we get
Yeah.
that those floral notes. But the other thing is this: if the heat characteristics and the way that burn, if it translates in sauce the exact same way it does in a pod, that's going to be the coolest sauce that anybody ever has, because you've never had a sauce there where there is no burn at all. I mean zero hint of a burn. And the weirdest thing is, it's oily. Remember how oily it
Yeah.
was? It doesn't make any sense.
That's why I wanted to make this.
then it
I
just
thought,
comes
if you
off.
could have something you could taste, and you're going, oh, that was good, then all of a sudden, wow.
And the other weird thing
And that's
is,
how the
when
pepper is.
when another strange thing about that burn is when it does hit, there's nothing. It doesn't do this.
No, it hits
It
you
just there's
full
nothing. It
blast.
just gets you right in the throat
Right.
like that, and then you wait 5 minutes, and it crawls to your
Into
mouth.
your mouth.
The reason that's so unusual, think about this: as you eat peppers, the capsaicin is in your mouth. You're breaking up the pepper in your mouth as you're chewing it. You're breaking down the pepper. So as you swallow the pepper, you're also swallowing the capsaicin oils that you've chewed up. That's part of the pepper you're eating. So it logically makes sense that the burn is going to move from your mouth to the back of your throat, also to your chest. It makes sense, right? That's what the pepper's doing. So that's why it's so unusual that after that happens, to have that reverse and go the other way again.
Yeah.
Very cool. So it was just an amazing trip. You know, the great thing is, here's the coolest part. Do you have any idea where this is going? Any idea at all?
No idea.
Me either. So
crazy.
that's the cool part. So it's a lesson in faith and fun and excitement and I'm kind of like a kid, just waiting to see what comes next.
I just can't believe I'm on the bus, and now I'm,
And
on
I'm
the
on
bus.
the bus.
You
Like
know,
the bus did this.
Yeah, it's
It's a
crazy.
beautiful crossover.
And
But there's
man,
great things happening.
The people, you guys are so great, and so cool. You have done so much, and now at least he sees it. I'm telling you, this is what the bus did.
Well, at least I can see it. Listen, I know.
yeah.
You got to hear something funny. This is a good thing. We're trying to keep our cards close to our chest to agree, because there's a lot of stuff that we can talk about. We don't want to put stuff out too much. But when I tell you that we're sitting around going, where's it going next? I'm telling you, and I mean that. It's so much fun. And every single time something happens, it's like, did you do this? Is this your idea? Did you? And I'm telling you, none of this is coming from me or him. I know it sounds bizarre.
Or Kit.
Or Kit, or Tommy, or Bizzle, or anybody else.
Right.
This is stuff that's just kind of, you know what? The Chase the Heat grew one way. And if everybody that's been watching for a really long time, you know what you'd say? It grew organically. It was never forced. I never pushed anything. There was no agenda. Stuff just kind of fell into my lap the whole time. And as the channel grew, I was like, I've never had something, like I've been in the zone in my life, but it was short-lived and something would happen. This is just the most amazing thing, but it's been wickedly organic. And in that very same way, honestly, Harvest 912 has been brutally organic. Now, I want to tell you something. A couple days ago, right after the long vid, or maybe that was the vid, I just went kind of off and did like 3 little blurbs about Harvest 912. I haven't done one yet, so I want to tell you. Now, you bet we are. So listen, this is the Harvest 912 plug. Sorry, but this matters to me, and if this is my channel, and you know what? This is your channel too. This matters to so many of you, and that's the beautiful part. Here's the deal: we're very, very fortunate. We're the most fortunate people that walk the earth. And you know what? It's not about how many toys you can accumulate, how much wealth you can get, how many people know you, how many views you got. None of that matters at all. You know what matters? Who have you helped today? What have you done to help the less fortunate? What have you done to make the lives better from somebody around you? Somebody you may not ever even know or even never see again. That's what, to me, that's what life's about. There's a wonderful book by the man who created Home Depot, and it's about a life of servitude, serving others. That's my drug of choice, people. That's my drug of choice, is helping others.
Something just crossed my mind.
Tell me.
If you guys wanted something you can do where you live right now, is put bags in your car. I just thought about that.
That's a cool thing.
Because I showed you.
Yeah, we did this. That's a good idea. That's a great
We have a
idea.
picture. Yeah, one of the
People
things
thought that was you.
Oh, really?
You look like, yeah.
I wonder why.
So listen, this is a really cool thing.
It's really simple.
We have the clinics happen, all right? And when they first started, it wasn't even on a bus. They carry buckets in, and when it first started, it started slow. Now it's on a bus.
But what you can do just has nothing to do with harvest, really. Just put a few snacks in a bag and a bottle of water, and make about 4 or 5 bags in your car. And if you're out driving and you see that guy in the corner that's got the sign and you don't want to give him money, give him the bag. That's really all you have to do. And that's what we do. And now we have these nylon bags that we have a whole bunch from people donate, and we give them to people. And you just carry it in your car. So if you see that person on the corner, you can give them the bag. And ask them their name if you want to go a little step further. But you can do that. You don't have to give money, and you don't have to feel like they're going to go out and buy a bottle. Most likely, if they're going to buy a bottle, it's going to be water, and it'll be in the bag. All right.
But it's a simple thing you can do. We were going to the place where the bus was today, and we saw this person. We're like, man, if they're there on the way back, isn't that a funny thing?
Right.
Have you heard that before?
Absolutely.
Boy, if they're there on the way back.
Yeah.
And sure enough, she was there on the way back, and we stopped and gave her this. And, you know, if you think that made her day, and I feel guilty because you have no idea what that did for me. It was a beautiful thing. So go to Harvest 912 and read about it. There's so much more information that we've shared with you here. But there's my plug. It's a beautiful thing. If you feel a gnawing, like, hey, there's something I could be doing, or I could be doing more, or I could be doing something, go to Harvest 912. There's plenty of ways to get involved.
Love to have you.
More hot stuff. Hey, listen, this has been the most exciting thing. I'm looking forward to the next one. It won't be long.
Nope.
And
then I'm going to miss you.
Yeah, I will miss you too. I know that Irma's going to miss me.
Oh, yeah. She's over there.
Archie loves me, but Irma... That girl loves me. And you know, here's the other good news. By the time I get back, more than likely, my jaw won't be hurting anymore.
I hope you're over it. Yeah, I got a whole different opinion of him. I swear, he has been screaming about his jaw.
Whatever. You toss one grenade at somebody, and I start belly aching. And the whole thing changes.
A grenade, that's a manly thing. A lollipop, and you're still bitching.
Guys, listen. Hey, those of you that had one, you know I'm not a sissy. Listen, that's a scary lollipop. Okay. Here's what I was thinking. But you know what we could do before I leave? We're going to head to the airport. I think maybe you could have a lollipop with me on the way.
No, I have to drive.
Oh,
I make them, I don't eat them.
There you go. Hey, thank you guys for being a part of this. We appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time to watch these videos. Share these. Tell people about it. You guys are awesome. In the description box, all the normal stuff, but you're going to see Harvest 912. Go check it out. Right here is the Pepper to Get on the Bus. That's the other big bus. Right there is Tommy's channel about sobriety. Right here is the challenges that have ever happened, including him chucking a grenade at me. And right here, that's Pepperology. But thank you guys. We love you. Thank you. I love you, bro.
I love you too, brother, man. Thanks for the week. It was great.
A lot more great stuff coming to you soon because we love you. I'm Johnny Scoville.
I'm Tad Jakes.
And this was Chase the Heat.